M County is sending phony mail-in ballots again. Yeah. For presidential preference election. One voter receives 2 ballots with her name. Another receives a ballot for Fulton County, Georgia resident. Look at that. Here it is. Here's Ari Rose Savella. And this one says Aubrey Rose Savella. It's the same person. But all these other numbers are different. Look at that. Voters in M County, Arizona are reportedly receiving strange mail-in ballots addressed to them ahead of the March 19th presidential preference selection primaries. M County, which holds roughly 60% of the state's voting population, is considered the bellwether county for Arizona selections. The county is known for sham elections involving phony mail-in ballots and, more recently, machine failures targeting Republican in-person voters. In both the 2020 and 2022 selections, thousands of ballots with no chain of custody documentation or signature identity verification were seemingly added to the results out of nowhere. A review of mail-in ballot affidavit signatures when compared to voter registration records showed that roughly 10% of mail-in ballots were likely fraudulent with voter identity theft. View the fraudulent mail-in ballot signatures here. Look at that. Oh, so similar. I wouldn't have guessed that they're the same person. Similarly, selection watchdog group named We the People AZ Alliance, after an extensive review of hundreds of thousands of 2020 ballots, discovered that 300,000 potentially fraudulent votes were not signature verified in accordance with the law. Also, as seen in 2022 general, V machine and printer failures at 60% of the voting locations disenfranchised Republican in-person voters, who turned out at a ratio of 3-1 to vote for Kerry Lake and Abe Hamadeh. Kerry's attorneys argue that these were intentional errors caused by malfeasance and falsely certified logic and accuracy testing prior to selection day. Thousands of in-person provisional ballots across the state were also not counted due to wrongfully canceled V registrations without the voters' knowledge. This is why the county decided to unconstitutionally exclude the TGP from the press conferences during and after the 2022 general election, where 60% of machines across M County failed on selection day, disenfranchising Republican in-person voters. M County hates transparency and cannot be trusted to run a clean selection. Now concerned citizens Aubrey Savella reports that she received 2 mail-in ballots with her name on them. They probably thought she was a dummy crat, and they're like, oh, she'll be quiet about it for sure. No, she's telling everybody about it. Good girl. Thank you very much. Audrey Savella writes, M County at its finest. My first time ever voting in a presidential preference election, and I received not 1, but 2 mail-in ballots. M County Recorder Stephen Richter responded to X, blaming Savella for these mistake by his office and doxing her. Ha, you doxed her, you jerk. Savella responded again with sarcasm. I see you had no problem sharing my city of residency. Maybe next time you can just share the whole address. Richter then fired back with another contemptuous post, notifying her and the world that they can request her exact address because it's a public record. No, it is not. Stupid. What a dick, man. I swear to God. Like, dude, Arizona, you are a constitutional carry state now. What is wrong with you guys? Why do you let these guys just like meander around and ruin everything? Another Phoenix resident claims that he received a mail-in ballot for a woman who appears to be living in Georgia. Brian Anderson, who previously worked as a press and research aide for former Governor Doug Ducey and founded Arizona Capitol Oversight, said on Twitter, yet her Maricopa ballots presumably have been mailed to this UPS box every selection for the past decade. The woman reportedly moved out of Arizona around 2013 and has voted in Georgia's selections since at least 2016, based on public records. Wow, a lot of shenanigans going on out there, huh? Anderson later reported that he marked the ballot as invalid and returned it to USPS. She says, "Why is there a Dem ballot in my recently registered UPS mailbox? This person appears to have been living and voting in Fulton County, Georgia since at least 2015. Yet her Maricopa ballots presumably have been mailed to this UPS box every election for the past decade. Yeah. This is not a good sign for the upcoming presidential selection in a county that is already infamous for running shady selections.